You can see here you've got quite a few points. And look at your paws. You are now at pup. And how many more paws do you need to go up one more? One. And part of one and part of another. So do you think you can get there? What are you going to have to do?
Read more brown books and green books.
There you go. You got it. Viviana, come on up.
Here you go, Viviana.
Hey, Viviana. With you last week, we talked about how much time you were spending, and you were not spending too much time. We noticed that you were doing a lot of walking and not taking too many tests. And after we talked, you've gone up your time. You've earned another whole 3 minutes. So do you think you're doing better? How did you get that?
It's because when I went to the thing, I was reading the Magic School Bus,
Yes.
and then I went back,
Mm-hmm.
and then I read a green one, and then
Okay.
I got 100% on one.
All right. So what did you have to do to get the 100%?
Read it a lot.
Yes, you do. Because I think what was happening with you is you were reading the books, but very quickly, and then running to take the test. Yes? No? What were you doing?
I was reading it, and then the other day
Mhm.
I read it on Friday.
Okay.
I read it.
All right. And you did better?
Mhm.
Good job. Look at the word underneath. What did he do with it?
Wake up,
Yeah, but what did he do with that? He did what?
cross,
Cross.
out, wake up. Then Toad wrote other things on the paper. There, said Toad, now my day is all ready. Don't do
Cover it up.
do the
Ow.
down. He got out of bed and had something to eat. Then Toad crossed out each
What's he eating? Brrr.
breakfast,
Yeah. So each time he does something on his list, what is he doing?
crossing it out.
Mm-hmm.
Today,
OA says.
to
Oh.
took his
Look at your picture. He's taking his what?
Coat. Clothes out of the closet and puts them on. Then he goes out, crosses out, gets dressed to tea.
Who is he? Toad.
Toad put the list in his pocket. He opened the door and walked out into in the morning. Soon Toad was a frog at Frog's front door. He took the list from his pockets and crossed it out. Go to Frog's house.
Okay. I'm going to let you go back to your desk, and you're going to finish reading the rest of this chapter on your own. And then I'll call you back. Okay. You need to, you don't have that, you have quite a few minutes, but you still need to go ahead and read a few more books, and you need to be a little more careful when you're taking the test, because I know you're a good reader, right? Let's see where you are with the paws. you are all the way over here. You're at PUP. So how many more do you need to fill in before you can get to the next level?
4.
You need 4 more. It's a lot of books, isn't it? So you have to really do some big reading, big time. Okay? But I think what you need to do is be a little more careful when you're taking the test and read it. And maybe reread the question 2 times. Okay? Good job.
Isaac here. To start AR today, let's make sure that we have our end of year goal ready, because when is the last day that we're going to AR? May 28th. What is our goal? How many points do we need to earn? 2 points. When we take our quizzes, what is our goal? 85%. Yeah, or higher. 85% or higher. Now here's the thing. We are now at the end of 4th grade. You're getting ready to become what? 5th graders. This means we should be reading between a 4.7 and a 6.0. If you're not reading here, is that the end of the world? No. But we're trying to close the gap and get as close to a 4.7 as we can, right?
Yes.
And May 28th, why is this day so important?
That's the last day.
That's the last day to graduate for Dr. Angulo. Now, we're going to still be doing AR, even after that. But that's the last day Dr. Angulo will be looking for graduating levels. That will also be the last day that I take an AR grade and your last reading report card grade. Riley.
Will it still count as points though?
It will count as points. Yes. All right. When we conference today, we're going to be doing a couple different conferences. We're going to be making sure to see how you've met your goals that we've set. We're also going to be looking at how you are on track for meeting our 2-week goal right here, and how you're going to end the year as a 4th grader. Fatima, do you remember what level you started at the beginning of the school year?
Like a level of PUP.
I think you were about a 2.5 if I remember right. Now when we pull up your paw print report, look what your level is right now. What do I see? What level are you reading right now?
5.4.
A 5.4. How are you doing on your quizzes? Are you meeting our goal of 85% or better? Well, is that almost or is that yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. You are meeting our goal of 80. Now, you went from a 2.5 to a 5.4. That's your reading level that you've been doing. You are on your 2nd level. You are almost ready to complete that 2nd level. That would be really exciting if we could see that 2nd level. How many more books do you need to complete?
8.
You need 8 more books. Now we have 2-point books and 4-point books, and I'm glad to see that I see a 4-point book here that you didn't wait till the very end. Tell me about the book that you're reading right now.
It's funded.
It's Frindle. Now, it's a 5.4. Is this too? How far are you in the book?
Kind of like the skeleton is.
So you're about halfway. And how's it been going so far?
Good.
Good. It's a 2-point book, so we have a 2-point requirement here. So I want your next book. I want to see if you can focus on a 4-point book to get that. When we look at your report, let's look at how you've been doing over here. You got a 10 out of 10. That was a 5.5 level book. That's awesome. Uh-oh, this is where I'm a little worried. Powerless. Was that a good book? Yeah. Powerless. You only got a 7 out of 10 here. Now that's a 5.2, but I'm looking at all these 5 points and 6-point books, so I don't think the level is the problem. What happened here? Why did you get a 7 out of 10?
Well, the problem was because some of the questions were like in the story that asked me like a question about Daniel, and so then I like put the answer, but then it said like it was wrong.
Okay, the next time you take a test and you don't do as good as you want to, or you didn't pass, I want you to bring that book over to me, and then you and I are going to do the test together and see if we can go back and find the answers and see if we can find out why you may not have passed that test. Okay, let's look at this one. The Gold Rush. Now I remember that because that came from our trophy story. Now that was a 6 out of 10. This one concerns me a little bit because it's a nonfiction. And what are we allowed to do when we're reading a nonfiction? Bring the book and help you. So there's no reason why you shouldn't have. Now remember, we had talked about some of the information in there. So that one concerns me, but make sure whenever you take that nonfiction test, you use that book to help you take those tests, especially with these higher level. A 6.1, definitely use that book. All right. Most of these I'm very pleased with. You're doing really well. You're doing good. I'm happy with what I see. You've brought your reading level way up, and you are doing awesome. You are good to go. Go keep reading. See a 10 out of 10. And let's look at these book levels. Now, that's a 3.1. Remember, we need to choose books that are going to help close that gap and get as close to 4.0 with you as possible. So I see a 3.8 that you picked. That's a good choice for you because it's making you get that closer to that 4.0 that I want to see. Again, a 10 out of 10. Look at this. 10 out of 10. I see 100, 100, 90, 100, 90, 100. This is the one that concerns me. What happened there? You don't remember that one? Lots and lots of coins? You don't remember that one? Now, one of the problems that we're having in here are people are not logging off and they're taking tests on other people's accounts. That's maybe what happened, but that's what happens if we're not careful and log off. Now, what about this one? Plants of the rainforest.
Missed it by one.
You missed it by one question because it's only 5 questions. But how many did you have to get to pass? 5 out of 5. Now, when it's a nonfiction, that's a 4.2. That's right where I want you to be reading, is that 4.2. So that was a good choice. But make sure that when you're reading this and you're using that nonfiction, you're going back to make sure to support that answer. And next time you take a nonfiction test and you don't pass it, I want you to bring that book to me, and you and I are going to sit down and we're going to do that test together and find out, well, was the answer in one of the captions for the pictures? Now, you have to read everything in a nonfiction book because sometimes the answers will be not necessarily in the text, but in the captions as well. So sometimes, or in the graphs and charts that are in the nonfiction book. So we need to make sure that we're doing that as well, okay? All right, I like what I see. You're doing a lot of growth, and I'm proud of you. You can go read.